Okay, and a little bit about you and how you and Cain Velasquez met up and your battles.
Well, in Arizona, there's 1A through 4A state champion, and there's a 5A state champion. So I was heavyweight in high school, so was Cain Velasquez. So, like senior all stars, state champion all stars. Like the first time I wrestled Cain, I knew he was. He wrestled at a high school called Kofa out of Yuma, Arizona, and he like I remember just eyeballing him, and he wouldn't look at me. But that's Cain. It was like I'm in his head. I'm in his head, and then he just kind of looks down and because he just looks at the ground, and then like I'm taller than Cain. Cain's not tall. He's a small heavyweight, and I was way bigger than him too. And the first time I wrestled him, he fake shot, and I sprawled all the way to the ground, and my fat ass was starting to stand up. He just pushed me over and pinned me. In like 30 seconds, I was demoralized. I was like, oh my God. And then I wanted to crawl into a fucking rock because everybody was all excited for that match. And then I was just like, fucking really? That's it? And then so the next time I wrestled him, it was like 4 months later at Western Regionals to qualify for Nationals. And this was a freestyle tournament where gut wrenches are allowed, the gut wrenches. So we're in the finals. So I'm in the finals, and he's wrestling this guy to make it in the finals. And he goes to gut wrench this guy. This guy bases out, puts both his arms out, and I hear ba-boom. I'm like, what the fuck? He broke this guy's bicep through his skin. And the guy's like, wee, squealing. I'm like, what the fuck? And they throw a blanket over him, and Cain just walks off. I'm like, oh shit, fuck that. And so, anyways, that match we ended up going to overtime, and I ended up at the last I shot a double leg on him, took him down out of bounds. I would have won, but I didn't win, and I never beat him. He always would win. Rather be on. I never got pinned again, but he was a guy's a freak. When you're a heavyweight and you go out of bounds, you depend on other fat heavyweights to walk to the center. He would sprint every time. He just had this conditioning that he would break other heavyweights, including myself. Like he would sprint, and then you'd be like walking in there. You got to put your foot in line, and then he'd just go boom. And that's just how he was. Even as a fighter, after he got his first knee surgery, he jumps on the treadmill and he does a 6-minute mile. His first time doing anything in 5 months, which is a fucking, doing a 6-minute mile is hard. So Cain's a genetic freak. I called him being a UFC champion before he was in the UFC. I was in Strikeforce because he was there. It was in San Jose. It was in San Jose where American Top Team is. And I remember seeing him there, and then it's actually on YouTube. You can find it. I was like, "Hey, everybody, guys! Cain Velasquez is in the house. You guys probably don't know who he is, but he'll be a UFC champion within 2 years." Boom! He was. He's fucking like a prophet. Made me look good. Cain's a special guy. He got plagued by knee injuries. It sucks.